What up, folks? It's your boy Trails, and we back with another one. And first and foremost, make sure you hit that like and you hit that subscribe. And now, on today's episode, we got an issue to discuss, and that is called blackness. What does it mean to be black? And now, we have Melissa Atwell to discuss in defining said what it means. And first and foremost, this is not a black woman. This is a Guyanese African woman who just recently came to America. So first and foremost, we think definitions are very important, and we do not claim that everyone with dark skin is a black person. This is not the case, nor is it constitutionally. Now, let's go ahead and see what this woman's got to say about her detainment, and then we'll go from there.
Detained a black woman activist, and now she is being held in a Louisiana detention facility. Melissa Atwell Holder, also known as Melly, is set to appear before Judge Richard C. Jacobs on June 25th for a master hearing. Melly, who is 31, remains in U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody in Louisiana, and no official request for bail has been made yet. Details about her immigration status remain unclear. Atwell Holder traveled to the United States last year, but her legal standing in the country has not been publicly disclosed. A master hearing is typically the first step in removal proceedings where procedural matters are addressed and future steps are then determined. It is not a trial, and no final decisions on the case are made during this hearing. While it is standard for the person detained to appear before the judge, it is still unclear whether Melly is facing deportation. Following her arrest, her family acknowledged her detention on her Facebook page and called for public support. However, her legal team has not released an official statement detailing the grounds for her detention or the specifics of her case. This latest arrest is part of the Trump administration's mass deportation campaign that is leaving no stone unturned. Free Melly.
No, Melly stay in jail.
ICE agents detain.
All right, let's see what the comments got to say. She is committing fraud, possibly. I don't know. I don't know much about her inner workings. I'm here to just discuss her blackness and the way that it is used loosely being used to define her in the media as says so, when that is not the case, and I do not appreciate it. And I guarantee there's many other people who do not appreciate it. I ain't never heard for this woman. This woman hasn't. Can someone show me any advocacy for blackness? We doubt it.
A black woman activist has been detained by ICE amid President Donald Trump's mass deportation efforts. According to reports, 31-year-old Melly Atwell Holder, a social media activist who's been a vocal critic of the People's Progressive Party/Civic, PPP/C, government.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like some black. That sounds like she's meddling in Guyana issues, and then she ran to America. That's not a black woman. That's an African fleer.
Government of Guyana and the opposition is currently being held in ICE custody in Louisiana. The specifics of Atwell Holder's immigration status remain unclear. She reportedly traveled to the U.S. last year, but the details of her legal standing haven't been publicly disclosed.
And that was when Biden was on the watch. Yep. Yep.
The activist has a master hearing set for March 28th, with Judge Francis Mwangi presiding over the case. A master hearing typically serves as the first appearance in an immigration case. It's not a trial, and no decisions are set to be made on the merits of the case during the hearing. No official reports have confirmed whether Atwell Holder is facing deportation. Watch the video below for more information. The Black Information Network is your source for Black news. Get the latest news 24/7 on the Black Information Network. Listen now on the iHeartRadio app or click here to tune in live.
All right, that's it for that one. Shout out to them. But yeah, they got it wrong. Black woman activists. This is supposed to be Black Information Network. You guys need to get your shit together. Obviously, you got some flaws going on in your network, if I would love to know who wrote this story, because the actual name of the author here, is it on the bottom? No, because I'm sure it was an African name, and that's something I don't like with this situation. Now, this person's got a fundraiser too. We see, let's rebuff it just in case someone added $1. 38% of their goal reached. $37,950 for help Melissa Atwell defend democracy. Defend it where? In America or in Guyana? Because I'm very confused about which democracy is being defended. You know what I'm saying? Because if it is an America issues, how does that help black Americans? And how can you say this is a black woman? This is an African. Melissa Atwell is a fearless political activist and former beauty pageant queen who has dedicated her life to exposing the deep-seated corruption in Guyana's political landscape by relentlessly calling out powerful political families and cronies, the so-called friends and families and favorites who misappropriate our nation's resources. And shout out to her. I don't know much details on if she's on the right side of that scope or if she's doing it for the wrong. We're not here to determine that. We're here to determine the blackness. And yeah, so far this isn't helping her case. Melissa has become a beacon of truth and accountability. Her courage in revealing how those in power pick Guyana's money. Yes, see, this is all Guyana. I don't care about none of that. We don't care about what's going on in Guyana. You know what I'm saying? Because Guyana don't care about what's going on in America. Guyana ain't paid no reparations to the black people in America. So I don't really give a damn about Guyana, to be honest with you, or what's going on. And this woman ain't no black woman. And we got Guyana news. Atwell arrests as to catalog the unsavory consequences of Trump's policies. GHRA, the Guyana Human Rights Association, advertising to the arrest of social media averting to the arrest of social media personality Melissa Atwell. The Guyana Human Rights Association has expressed concern at the actions of the United States administration, which would seek to threaten the residency of legal aliens of color in that country. See, now, they're mad because now they know that the rest of these people is going home. And, you know, we got infiltrated minions who have attained under the Biden administration access in America to bypass is what we call black to undermine. And, yeah, they don't like it seems like. In a release yesterday, the GHRA highlighted several incidents that it feels illustrates its aforementioned uneasiness. It highlighted the recent detention of Atwell by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and her transfer to the Richwood Correctional Center in Louisiana. This is said is incidentally the same detention facility where Mahmoud Khalil, the Columbia University student protester involved in New York Gaza protests, and what are referred to as other high-value detainees are kept awaiting deportation. So what? The release noted that Atwell, who posts on social media under the name Melly, is a prolific critic of corruption in public and commercial life, particularly by prominent political figures. Her numerous heated exchanges have attracted libel suits, including from the current Attorney General Anil Nanlo. All major opposition political parties have criticized her detention. However, the Guyanan government, in the person of Vice President Jagdeo, claimed to be unaware of her detention, which the GHRA opined was no doubt prompted by the ruling party's established practice of vindictiveness against its critics through the use of tax claims, libel suits, and preferential business practices. The association also stated that in this particular case, Jagdeo's statements invite the speculation of coincidence between Atwell's arrest and immediate earlier in the week in Houston between President Imran Ali and U.S. Secretary of Energy Chris White. According to the release, Atwell's development adds to the catalog of unsavory consequences generated in general by Trump administration's xenophobic policies aimed at making America great again. While the more bizarre threats to Canada, Greenland, and Panama dominate international media, the campaign to cleanse the U.S. of ethnic, gender, and sexual diversity are affecting a much larger number of countries, including Guyana. It has also expressed concern that under the pretext of removing illegal immigrants, people of color, whether legal or immigrant, migrant, or born in the USA, are at risk. Those are all lies, by the way. I do not agree with said part right here. The GHRA also reminded that it has previously publicized its concerns over the tactics employed by the U.S. force countries like Guyana to collaborate with this disreputable campaign to rid the country of people targeted for transfer to their countries of origin. Alright, that seemed like a lot. That's enough of that article. They seem disingenuous anyway, so there's no need to continue this. We'll end this by saying, 1, we don't care about what's going on in Guyana because Guyana owe reparations to black Americans in America. 2, she is not a black woman. The definition of black is for black Americans. Sometimes Haitians, depending on them to them. But us as black Americans, we don't call Haitians black. We call Haitians Haitians. Because Haitians call Haitians Haitians. So, hey, yeah, this is an African woman. This is not a black woman. What say you in the comments? Did I get it wrong? Is this a black woman? And I'm overwhooping, overreaching, and capping. Or do you agree with said comment that yes, we don't believe in any infiltrations? It's a major cap going on with this article. And we don't give a damn. She don't get to cause trouble in Guyana and then flee to America to come cause trouble in America. Nerp. Get her up out of here. Get everyone else up out of here. This is it for this one. Make sure you hit that like and you hit that subscribe. It definitely helps me out. Thanks for watching. As always, you know what it is. Deuces.